Well, it's official. Tesla sold over 500,000 cars in 2020. What happens next? Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. I just wanted to do a super quick reaction to the fact I'm super excited to see that Tesla has officially sold now 500,000 vehicles in 2020. In the past few weeks, it looked like it was definitely going to happen, although honestly with Elon being so adamant about trying to get things signed and etc. by the end of the year, I don't know, obviously they were pushing to make it happen, but consider that in the last 24 to 48 hours, we not only have found out that Tesla has sold 500,000 vehicles in 2020, but when they reduced the Model Y price in China by about 10%-ish, they apparently broke the internet, or at least broke their server, and have over 100,000 reservations now for the Model Y, which is new reservations. I don't know what their reservation status was before, but basically they're in a situation now where it looks to me, I mean, some people may say oh, they've just, everybody who wanted to buy a Tesla has bought one, but with the weights and everything that are still around, it looks to me like if Tesla can come up with manufacturing capability to be able to manufacture 1 million vehicles in 2021, they're going to sell 1 million vehicles in 2021. So really the question is going to come down to whether they have the manufacturing capability. So right now what's going on is it looks like the Giga Shanghai factory is just about finished with its expansion, and so therefore it's about ready to be able to produce Model Ys. Obviously they won't be at scale initially, but they'll be able to ramp up to scale relatively quickly. So that should happen really soon at the beginning of 2021. The Giga Berlin is a little bit more iffy just because they've obviously been slowed down by some bureaucratic red tape that's been going on. It appears that most of that has been settled at this point, but still it slowed things down, so I don't think Giga Berlin is going to be online quite as fast. Now Texas, on the other hand, however you want to look at this, Texas is not Germany. They don't really care about the environment or their consumers nearly as much as Germany does. Love Texas, part of the United States, but it's just a fact. They're much more concerned about businesses than they are about those things. So I have a feeling that Giga Texas, as fast as they can get the construction done, it's going to go. They're going to get the permits, they're going to get the tax write-offs, whatever they need. Texas is going to do that for them. So anyway, so you can see that if they can build out their production capacity to over 1 million vehicles in 2021, they're going to be able to sell 1 million vehicles. But let's look back also for just a second. 500,000 vehicles. 2014 was when Elon Musk and Tesla set that goal originally. At the time, I'll have to look it up, but it was a tiny number. It was in the tens of thousands of cars being sold per year. But so to make a prediction that you were going to go, let's say if it was 50,000, they were going to go an order of magnitude 10 times more cars when they only had their Fremont factory. It was only producing Model S's. I don't even think the Model X was out at that time. So, we're talking about tiny numbers here. And to be able to project an order of magnitude increase and the fact that people would actually pay for it was incredible at that point. And then you throw in the fact that 2020 had a pandemic which shut down both of the factories that Tesla was using for a period of time in the spring. And, you would think it would also depress car sales as well, because of course there's been some significant economic impact from COVID and from the pandemic. So all of these things working together should have caused Tesla to sell far fewer cars than they would have been able to under normal circumstances, and yet they still maintained and managed to get their goal, which is incredible. It's I'm still kind of blown away. I'm reacting to this almost in real time here, but it's just mind-blowing that they were able to sell that many cars under the circumstances in this terrible of a year that 2020 was. And by the way, here's hoping that 2021 is a much more normal year and things work great for them. And for everybody else, hopefully everything will return to more or less normal over the next 6 months or so. But anyway, just the idea here that we have 500,000 vehicles sold and there is a run path and clearly there is demand for as many cars as they can manufacture. So my kind of guesstimate, based on the fact that it's going to take a while to ramp these other factories, is more along the lines of 750, 800,000 vehicles. But I will not be surprised at all, given how incredibly hard everybody is working at Tesla, to see them actually sell 1 million, manufacture and sell. I basically feel like if they can manufacture 1 million vehicles in 2021, they will sell 1 million vehicles in 2021. It's a question of whether they can actually get up to that manufacturing speed. And of course, the elephant in the room, and that everybody, including Andrej Karpathy, is starting to make waves, and so we're not just on Elon time anymore, but that the fact that Tesla may very well get to level 4 autonomy for a lot of cases. I'm not saying they're going to be able to do it on dirt roads and in the really snowy blizzard or something like that, but for general use cases like driving a robo-taxi or something like that around in a relatively nice environment, in other words, the weather is decent, even down to rain and stuff, but just not like blizzards. And in relatively well-mapped areas like cities, and even out on, Athens, Georgia, which is not nearly as citified as everything else. But it looks to me like 2021 could be the year that level 4 autonomy for like 95, 96% of the roads and the weather conditions and so forth could actually happen. And if that happens, all that's going to do is keep increasing the demand. And not only is it going to increase the demand for the cars, but remember, currently those cars, the full self-driving option is $10,000 extra, and or I expect a subscription to come out this year as well. And in either of those cases, you're going to increase the profit because somebody is going to really, really want to get that full self-driving option. So either they're going to subscribe for an X number of dollars per month, or they're going to pay $10,000 up front to get that on their car. And if they do that, Tesla is suddenly going to be in a situation where they're able to not just sell their cars, but they're able to make more profit per car, which is going to cause them to become more profitable as well. I think this is a really wonderful cycle that they're getting themselves into. If I were a legacy auto manufacturer right now, I would be quaking in my boots, because I just can't imagine that they're going to be able to keep up with all of this stuff. Again, I feel like maybe Volkswagen, maybe GM as well, because they seem to have been a little bit more at the forefront. But most auto manufacturers are going to have real problems with this, because not only do they have to come up with an electric vehicle next year or really soon, they also need to come up with the self-driving software as well. And again, of course, somebody could end up partnering with Comma AI or with Mobileye or something, and they definitely have good solutions, but it's going to be difficult for them to catch up. And they also have to not only have the software, but they have to build in the hardware in their cars as well. So all of that is going to take a lot of work from these other manufacturers. And, 2021 could be the year where other auto manufacturers start to see actual declines in their sales. I think that's already happening with like Mercedes and BMW. But I think, even down into more kind of normal priced cars, I think we're going to start seeing a pressure put on them by Tesla, because they're doing so freaking well. So anyway, again, a huge congratulations to Tesla for pulling off what seemed impossible in like March or April, when their factories were shut down and everything seemed like it was going south. So amazing job. I don't know. I know I'm just one of 500,000, but I feel pretty proud about the fact that we purchased a Tesla Model Y this year. And so we're on board with that. We have a few shares of Tesla stock, so I'm also super happy to see what happens in terms of growth potential for them now. I mean, over $700 a share. Just 2020, what an amazing year for Tesla. And it looks like 2021 could be double as good, or at least 150% as good, or something like that. So it could be even better next year. Amazing, guys. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this very quick reaction and my thoughts about what's happening with Tesla right now. If you did, definitely make sure you like and subscribe. Also, don't forget, if it's before January 5th, which is still 3 days away from now, that you can look in the video in the description for a 10,000 subscriber giveaway and win a sexy coffee mug from Tesla, which is awesome. And in the meantime, please do ask me questions in the comments or at my email address, which is DrKnowItAllKnows@gmail.com. Till next time, bye-bye.